Hello, Steeler Nation, and welcome to your Steeler Nation podcast, part of the DK Pittsburgh Sports Podcast Network, and sponsored by Total Sports Enterprises. I'm your host, Stryker, and today we have an aberration of the normality of a Tomlinism that the standard is the standard. The standard is no longer the standard. The standard is now substandard, because we have to go out and watch every week that our defense cannot stop any running play until it hits the second or third level. You got Joe Schobert making 10 tackles, 12 tackles in a game. Too bad he's making it 7 yards downfield when they're already picking up a short yardage situation for second and third down. Very frustrating as a Steeler fan to have to watch. I know a big part of it is not having Tuitt in the lineup all season. Another huge part of it is not having Tyson Alualu in the lineup since he got hurt week 2. Another big part of it is having Hayward have to try to play nose tackle this week, which didn't work out too well. Hayward, stay in your spot where you're wrecking the effects of the other team at right tackle and right defensive end, and we will have Highsmith coming in behind you, wrecking as well. That's the wrecking ball on that side. That's what we need. We need that moving forward. Hopefully, getting Bugs back. I don't know what happened last week, Steeler Nation, other than Mike Tomlin stated that there was going to be schematic changes and personnel changes. One of the personnel changes he decided to make was to bench Isaiah Bugs, our nose tackle that's been in there. Sure, he's young. Sure, he's making mistakes, but he's also making plays. He's making some big plays on defense, and that is the reason why I was flabbergasted last week when I saw him listed as a healthy scratch. And we're marching out people like Mondo. We're marching out people like Archibong off the practice squad to come in and play a position that Bugs can play better than the both of them, no matter how poorly he's playing, because we got no help from those two on the defensive line for even a chance at a stop last week. It was embarrassing to watch. There's a reason why Ryan Clark stood up and had to say it for all of Steeler Nation. And this is a guy that was part of some of the best Steelers defenses in our history, won 2 Super Bowls. You know, it hurt him to have to say that the Steelers are soft. It hurt him as a Steeler alumni, former Pro Bowler, to have to say nobody fears the Steelers anymore. Nobody fears the Steelers anymore. Like he says, you got the other opposing wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks calling up their girlfriends and wives. Hey, girl, this is the game you got to watch. I'm going out. I'm balling out this game. Higgins destroyed Pierre. Oh, Pierre. Sacre bleu on the edge. Oh. Not the answer, Pierre. We need Hayden back. I thought I had such confidence going into the last game. Tomlin was saying all the right things. He got me jazzed up in the press conference. He's like, we're going at it. We're attacking it. TJ Watt's coming back. Minka Fitzpatrick's coming back. And what happens? They lay the biggest egg of the season since the last time they played the Cincinnati Bengals. Absolutely abhorrent games, both of them. Both of them were embarrassments. Embarrassments for me to have to watch a team that we're used to kicking the butt of twice a year. Now we're down 3 games in a row to the Bungles. The Bungles own us. And it hurts. It hurts. I know it hurts me. I know it hurts you, Steeler Nation. I'm not happy with it at all. Joe Exotic and his Tigers are taking it out on the Steel crew. And that's something that cannot continue. It can't. Because I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. But then you have writers like Aditi Kinkhabwala jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, she's been going off on the team for a while. And I love Aditi to death, but I don't like her Mark Maddening, Jeez, what's the guy's name? Oh gosh, Pony, one trick pony, one trick Filipponi. Going that negative route, and she started it as like the woe is me angle. Like, oh, I love how the Ravens coach and the Browns coach and the Bengals coach recognize me when I come in and say something to me and say something appreciative. And then she left it at that, which by association means Tomlin doesn't say nice things to her. Tomlin isn't placating her. Tomlin isn't giving her the respect that she deserves. Respect is earned, Aditi. And Tomlin's a no-nonsense guy. He'd rather be doing 100 other things than be sitting there in that room answering questions as banal as they may be coming out of your mouth. But he does it, and he doesn't say anything negative to you, does he? No. He might give you a flippant answer for a flippant question or a leading question because he's smart enough not to get caught in that Kinkabwala trap of yours. Dude's an intelligent man. He's not going to get caught in quicksand. He's not. Something that my generation was worried about growing up. Tomlin's in my generation. He knows. Spent his whole life worrying about quicksand. He's not going to get caught in it at a press conference, especially when it comes out of the mouth of Aditi Kinkabwala, who I respect. But man, she's starting to push this whole angle like, oh, now I'm going to be the negative reporter. Misquotes the whole locker room situation and then throws Brooke Pryor under the bus with her. Brooke can take care of herself, Aditi. We respect Brooke because Brooke's an honest woman. We don't respect a lot of the times the things you have to say and the apologies you make because they're not pure apologies, because you're throwing other people under the bus. You'd have more respect if you're like, I made a mistake. I misquoted Tomlin. I shouldn't have done that. No, you were a coward and you said Brooke shouldn't have done it too. That's on you, Aditi. And I respect you as a journalist, but I don't respect you for the way that you didn't apologize and threw Brooke Pryor under the bus with you. Be a woman, stand up, and take your lumps. I take my lumps. I'm not always right. I say dumb things all the time. But damn it, when you make a mistake, don't throw somebody else under the bus with you, because you're a big enough girl to know that you made the mistake and you don't have to quantify it. Just say your apology, move forward. And the other one that really drove me nuts, when she made a quote about the Pittsburgh airport, and you have two statues coming off to the escalators of the Pittsburgh airport. One is the founding father of our great country, and the other is a guy who made a catch. And you wonder why people get pictures with Franco Harris. You wonder. Because you fail to recognize the importance of that catch. That catch was as important as our founding fathers starting our great nation, because with that catch that Franco Harris is in the pose of, catching the immaculate reception, it started the great history and the great dynasty of Steeler Nation, who has never won a playoff game before that instance from 1933 to 1972. Nearly 40 years, Aditi. Do some research. That one drove me nuts. Drove me nuts that you're just calling it a catch. Are you even covering the Steelers? Or are you covering shade? Are you covering a way to make yourself feel elite at this thing? Ha ha ha! What? Why would they take a picture of Franco Harris and not our founding father? Because they're coming to a Steeler game and they're wearing black and gold and not tri-corner hats. Get your head out of your bum. Come on, Aditi. My Lord, man. It's football weekend. You're flying in there. The team of the black and gold that's going to be wearing jerseys is going to get their picture next to Franco Harris, reaching their hand down for the first Steeler win ever. As improbable as it was, and it should have been past 39 years, if that most improbable play in NFL history, rated as the best play ever, didn't occur, maybe they wouldn't have a statue for it. Maybe they wouldn't have a statue in an airport of a guy making a catch. That's all I have to say about that. Aditi, take your lumps because you deserve it. Honestly deserve it. You're playing the woe is me attitude, and it's getting old. Now we have a little bit of battling within the locker room. We got Cam Hayward. We got Claypool first saying, well, you fix practice. How are you going to fix practice, Claypool? How are we going to fix practice? Well, maybe if we have music in the locker room, that would fix practice. Yeah, music out on the practice field. Getting the Hayward didn't like that at all. Our defensive captain lashed out. Said, no, nuh-uh. You do not say that. And Mike Tomlin said, we're going to have a change of attire this week. Change of attire meaning changing your clothes, reiterated in the press conference. Does that mean you're going to be playing with pads this week? Tomlin said, yup. We're going to be hitting this week in practice. And we got to. Because we got to be hitting on Sunday. Because I don't know how this soft Steeler team forgot how to tackle. But give it to the NFL that doesn't allow practices to even tackle. And that's an issue as well. Cheers, Steeler Nation. I got to hear from you too, Steeler Nation. I'm drinking eggnog tonight. It's now in the season. We're decorating the Christmas tree. We're hanging the trim and the garlands, and we're decking the halls, so to speak. Is eggnog a real drink? Or is it, I don't know, reindeer splooge? You tell me. I enjoy it. With whiskey. I am a strict eggnog whiskey guy. But now we've got to come up with a situation because we just faced 3 teams, Chargers, Bengals, Detroit. Not huge running teams. Both of them, all 3 of them decimated our defense, which is a shock to me. Absolute shock. We had our team coming back from the bye week, playing one of the best running teams in the NFL, period. The mistake by the lake, factory of sadness, Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. And what happened? Cleveland destroyed them, or we destroyed Cleveland on both lines of scrimmage. Offense pushed them up and down the field. Defense in the backfield every play. How does it go from that to not even being able to make a tackle until they hit the 3rd level? I don't know. Let's had some injuries. Had some COVID going on. COVID. Oh, I'll get to that in a bit. The COVID. We should be able to push the game back, just like the Ravens. Oh, we're sick. We got the sniffles. Oh, Lamar can't play. Push it back. No, we want to play on Monday night, not the Steelers. Push them to Tuesday. No, we're gonna play Tuesday. Push them to Wednesday, or we're gonna strike. Call. That's a bad call, ref. Ravens fans. Screw you, Ravens fans. Not giving us a bye. I'm noggin all over you. Not gonna do it. Not gonna. That's the way we go. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with you, Ravens. But we've got to figure out a way to stop Lamar Jackson this week. And how are we going to do that? We might have to be doing that with less players. Because COVID put TJ Watt on the injury report on Monday. COVID put Joe Haig on the COVID list on Tuesday. COVID put Robert Spillane on the COVID list today. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What? It's somewhere around there. Yeah, sorry. Monday, Watt. Wednesday, Haig. Thursday, Spillane. There we go. Now, I'm recording this before the Friday release of the of the injury report, but as we stand now, probably looks bad for all three of them not playing this week. We had some issues. Carlos Davis, is he coming off of IR to play this week? Not sure, but if he does not come off this week, he has to come off before the Thursday game, and he will be playing next week for Minnesota, or at least being active for Minnesota. But we will see how that shakes. Joe Hayden has regressed. Limited all last week, did not play, was downgraded, did not practice at all Wednesday and Thursday. I do not see that as trending well for Hayden playing this week. Malik gets hurt in practice on Thursday, does not practice. Isaiah Boggs gets hurt in practice with an ankle. Limited. High hopes for you, dude. But great news, Pat Freiermuth practiced 2 days in a row, which means first practice, passed the first phase of the concussion protocol. Second practice in a row, he cleared concussion protocol. So now Pat Freiermuth has cleared concussion protocol. He is able to play. That is good news for Steeler Nation. Ben Roethlisberger took his proverbial Wednesday off to return on Thursday in high form. He'll be playing this week. Claypool might not have some music this week. Hopefully he's singing a different tune, because he is going to be playing this week, again, full practice, as well as Christian Kuntz, who's listed with a hip injury, but he's been practicing all week. Not seeing that guy's missing it, and he's a great player too. And, you know, some people that want to get upset about him beating out Cam Canada, he hasn't screwed up a snap yet. So that's a big deal. J.C. Hassenauer, Eric Ebron are on injured reserve. Obviously, those guys are not going to play. So we got who we got. Joe Hayden ends up being a pretty big issue. For my opinion, even with this squad, how do you stop the Ravens? You stack the box, you force Lamar to throw. That's the only way you can beat the Ravens. Stack the box, force Lamar to throw. Can he make those tight window throws? Can he beat Pierre on the edge? Maybe, but we're going to force him to do it. Because if we let him run all day, we are going to get decimated and watch another embarrassment in Pittsburgh. Fortunately, the Steelers have been playing better at home than they have on the road. I have higher hopes for them to be able to execute a little bit more efficiently, because we know how to stop the Ravens. Force Lamar to throw. Force him into tight windows. Switch up the man with the zone. Get some good pressure on him. He gets sacked a lot. So if we can get him out of the running game, hopefully we can get it into Lamar is not comfortable game. So now, Steeler Nation, it is time for questions from Steeler Nation, where we take our questions directly from the Steeler Nation website, the football forum at SteelerNation.com. Come on over and join it. It's free to join. It's fun. Tons of great people over there and great football discussion each week. Drink Iron City leading us off strong this week. First question from DIC. In Coach Tomlin's presser, he said when Tuitt gets closer, he will let us know. What is your take on the Tuitt situation as far as his health physically and mentally? I can't speak upon the guy's physicality or mentally because I haven't seen it. But what I can say specifically from last week, the question was asked to Coach Tomlin, is Tuitt coming back? Tomlin stated, I don't know if he's coming back at all this year, but I know for certain he's optimistic that he can come back, but he knows for certain he's not coming back this week. That's all I can say. Tuitt will not be back this week. Will he be back in December? That's what I was saying. We won't know the answer until December. We are going to be approaching December after, well, actually for the Ravens game. We're in December now, but I was thinking after the Ravens game is when we're going to really start hearing some definite things about Tuitt and his recovery and how he's doing. Second question, Aditi seems to be in the doghouse with Coach Tomlin. Do you have anything as to why, and do you see her manufacturing to a degree? Yes. Yeah, you saw me just discuss my problems with Aditi. I pretty much laid it out. She's trying to paint herself as a victim. She's also trying to apologize by not apologizing with herself because her ego won't allow her to apologize for a mistake that she made as well as other people. But a true person of character would just apologize for what they did and not quantify it by what other people did. Brooke Pryor, I respect you so much, even though I don't always want to hear about UNC in your tweets. Dan Moore has had his share of difficulties with Coach Tomlin. Stick him with the rest of the season. Oh, stick him the rest of the season, partly due to Dotson out. Does that mean you like making a change? Well, the only change would be move Chooks from the right to the left and bring in Banner to the right. I think it's about time to do that, to tell you the truth. I do. I think it's time to move Chooks from the right to the left, bring Banner back in. That'll help to solidify the line a little bit, but there will be some growing pains with Chooks having to readjust to the other side. He's not going to instantly be awesome, but he'll probably be as good as Villanueva was last year, which is still good enough, in my opinion, and as good as he is now with the Ravens, which we're going to see this week. Question number 4. Due to a mix-up of order and undeliverable, I ended up with enough garlic cloves to plant a little over 100 plants. I love these questions. Factor in heat, cold winter, grow time in the spring, natural and manual irrigation. Would it be realistic to think 75 to 85 plus plants make it to maturity? I think it would be optimistic to think that 85 would make it to maturity. If you're doing those inside, if you're trying to make those plants grow inside, yes, you're going to have a higher growth rate. If you're trying to do it inside, if you're trying to wait and then replant next year, you're going to have a lower rate. Obviously, you know what you're doing, Drink Iron City. I'm sure you're growing them inside. So yeah, you'd probably be closer to 85 than 75. Most other people, I'd be closer to 60 if I was trying to replant them in the spring. But Cope, I always love these, even though I don't get to listen to them on a scheduled basis. I pick one here and there, and eventually I get caught up at all and listen while making supper. I enjoy the hell out of them, and I thank you for your time and efforts to do so. Your guests as well. Thank you very much, Drink Iron City, and your questions are always appreciated. Love you, man. Talk to you soon. Happy holidays to you and your family, my friend. Final questions coming from Litos, our friend from Venezuela. Why am I mispronouncing Venezuela? Venezuela? Friend from Venezuela. Hi, Stryker. I'm very sorry for your loss. My condolences. Thank you very much. Sorry, guys. I'm dealing with something, family issue. Is there a chance for the D to hold the Ravens' run game in check? Yes. Yes. There is a chance. Like I said, we have to stack the box. We have to commit 8 to fight the run, play man behind it, maybe with one safety help. Gonna have to do that this game. Well, the coaches force them to pass by stacking the box and containing them after the quarter. Yeah, which is what I just said. Any chance to see Banner this weekend? I hope, for gosh sakes, Litos, I've been hoping Banner gets on the field more than 1 or 2 times a game since he came back from IR. And now is the point where Moore seems to be hitting that rookie wall. We got to throw Chooks to the left, Banner to the right, stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. Moore on the end, coming in for the extra tackle. I'm fine with that. That is the way I would play that, Litos. But I am not a coach. I am just a prognosticator and a podcaster and a patriot and paternally a father. So those are all the P words that I can think of right now that describe me without getting into swear words. Cheers. And thank you, Steeler Nation. That is all the time we have this week for the big show. Be sure to check out the Steeler Nation Colorcast, which I do on Mondays at 7 o'clock. And follow me at SN Stryker on Colorcast if you have an Apple device. At SN Stryker on Twitter and Instagram. Tuesdays on 7 o'clock, I will be on the Steeler Nation vidcast, youtube.com/Steeler Nation. That one is a live vidcast. I answer your questions directly. It's a lot of fun to do each week. I always look forward to both of those casts, but the vidcast is the most interaction that we get so far for the week. Check out great Pittsburgh sports content at dkpittsburghsports.com. Awesome stuff across all the great teams in Pittsburgh. Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, Panthers. Go on over to DK Pittsburgh Sports. Great stuff all the time, as you know. Read our great Pittsburgh Steelers focused articles at SteelerNation.com. Tweet us at SteelerNation. Instagram us at SteelerNation.com. Follow Steeler Nation Podcast on Twitter at _SN Podcast or on Instagram, Steeler Nation Podcast. And thank you for joining us for the SteelerNation.com podcast, sponsored by Total Sports Enterprises and part of the great DK Pittsburgh Sports Podcast Network. I'm your host, G. Stryker, rooting along with you as always. Go Steelers!